Good morning and welcome to part 1 of Online Math Thinking Fundamentals, a series where we learn how to learn like a mathematician. Today's topic is quantity. What do I mean by quantity? Fancy word to mean how much. Of course, when we think of math, we're usually thinking about numbers. Numbers we use to count things, right? At a very basic level. So let's pick a number. Think about the number 4, for example. You can pick any other number that you like. You can use 5, you can use 7, I don't care. Pick a number. Write it down. We're going to explore all the things that this number could mean to us. I'm going to create a bit of an idea web. What do I mean when I write this symbol down, right? Of course, it is a symbol. Symbol, I can spell. Symbol, right? It's something written, okay? That has meaning. Okay? We also have other languages. Before we dive too deep in here, let's remember this is the Arabic numeral 4. Okay, you could use the Chinese character or the Mayan numeral, right? Any of these could use to represent that quantity 4. Okay, so at its very basic, foundational, we typically start with counting things, right? When I say 4, most likely you're going to imagine 4 objects, right? 4 fingers, 1, 2, 4. 4 golf balls, 4 sticks, something of that nature. And that really is the historical origins, right? Original math, right? Back in the day, dawn of civilization, hunters and gatherers wandering around saying, 1 meal was good, 2 meals was great, 3 meals I can handle during the day. And then there was this mysterious 4. It was, yes, number of fingers. Obviously, they could visualize 4 objects. But as it turns out, 4 specifically, here's where we're going to get particular to the number that I chose. 4 was considered not really too many, but just more than enough. It kind of got lumped together with 5 and up. It was just 1, 2, 3, or a lot. Which really makes you think how far we've come. I want you to try this exercise. Try to visualize distinct objects in your mind. Keep them totally separate from each other. One object here, one object there, another, and another. Right? Now add a 5th object. Can you keep them separate? Can you give them all a unique color? Can you give them all a name? Can you recognize the differences between those objects? Just mental picture now. Right? Obviously, if you laid them out on the counter, you could get a much better idea of the distinction between the 2, or the 3, or the 4, the 5. 7 objects? 10? Now we're really pushing it here. Right? The more you have to keep track of, the more difficult it becomes. And this is where the math came in. How can we keep track of all of our things? How do we keep track of the crops coming in, the seasons, the days of the year, right? When to plant, when to harvest. All of that is a big deal if you're talking really early on, agricultural society, dawn of civilization, all that good stuff. All right, so we have the number. It means things. We can count with it. We can write it. We also have all of the ways to make it. I'm going to put a section here. How to make. Right? How do you make 4? Right? A couple of things come to mind. You have the good old 2 plus 2. We also have 2 times 2. Right? We could even do 2 squared, and this is where 4 gets really interesting. It's like, hey, what is with this number 2? I'm going to make another branch here in a different color saying, hey, what about this mysterious number 2? Okay, because it connects to all of these to create 4 is all based on 2, right? And that's where we start to branch out into other ideas such as prime numbers, factors, right? All of these categories that things can fit into, right? Particularly 2, right? Fits those. And your number that you have chosen might meet some of these criteria. It might not, okay? And if you really want to explore a number, I recommend actually going to Wikipedia. They have pages upon pages for particular numbers. Did you know you can look up 4 on Wikipedia? It's not just like, you know, historical names and dates and figures and places. Numbers themselves. 1 has a page, 2 has a page, 3 has a page, 4 has a page. A lot of the numbers have a page because they all have some significance, and they'll give you historical significance, right? What's so special about the number 4? What happened in year 4, right? Whose birthday is in month 4, day 4, right? All of this great stuff about the number 4, right? It feels like advanced Sesame Street episode, right? So you can really dig in there, find out all kinds of things about any particular number. Each number has a lot of, I don't want to say baggage because it has a negative connotation, but it has a lot more information about it than just counting, right? This is the bare minimum. This is where we start. But if you really want to think like a mathematician, you need to recognize that this whole map is your goal. When your eyes see this symbol, right? This right here, I forgot I have a laser pointer now, right? When you see this, your brain should be automatically filling in all of these items and more, connecting it. Okay, how does 4 relate to the number 2? How can I use it to create 4, right? How can I use 4 to, let's grab another color here, to create another number? What about 16, right? What is the connection between 4 up here and 16 down there? I'm a little too far away to get both on one screen there, but close enough. I think you understand where I'm going with this. The mathematician's brain isn't any different than anybody else's. This is how brains work. And in the next episode, we'll talk a little bit more about the connections and, spoiler alert, relationships between these things. But I want you to understand, you want to expand your ideas of numbers, not just as a counting object, but as an entire idea web, right, of things connecting and relating to each other and having all of these extra features, aspects, categories that they fall into. That will help you bridge, because this is literally how the brain works. It connects one thing to another thing. And so the more connections you have established on the number 4, easier it will be to tack on new information to what you already know. And that is thinking with math. I'm going to call the end of the video right here. So long, farewell, enjoy the rest of your day.